No bear, no, no.
No bear, no, no.
I need a Roomba for toys. Well, it finally happened. Poor Lyndle. I'll tell the story in a little bit. Okay, let's do it. Okay, hold on a second. Just a second. Just a second. Are you ready? Let's do it. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. That's right, that's a cup. I just saw on Instagram on a Busy Toddler. I think it's called Busy Toddler. If you don't follow Busy Toddler on Instagram, it's amazing. There's all kinds of ideas. Most of them are quite a bit older than my toddlers, so I have to kind of pick and choose. But this one looked awesome. I've been terrified to do this because it could make a huge mess, but really it's extremely simple. You just do rice in a thing like this and some stuff to play with it. Ideally this would be larger, but I don't have one larger that I can find. So we're gonna do this, and if it makes a huge mess, then no biggie because you can just vacuum it. But she pointed out several things that they learned just by doing something like this. So we're gonna do this. I also wanted to film that first part of the clip because I think that her parroting is like one of the most adorable things ever, by her just like repeating everything I say as I'm getting this prepared. It's really cute. Okay, rule number one, you guys, the rice, this is rice. It has to stay in the bucket. Okay, listen. Hey, listen. The rice has to stay in the bucket. Okay? If you start pouring it out of the bucket, you're done. Okay? And then also, you do not eat it. It's not to be eaten. Okay? You know what? Why don't we get a second one of these so they each have one? It has to stay in the bucket. Yay, bear. Perfect. It has to stay inside the bucket. Stay inside the bucket. There you go. Okay, let me get you a second one here. All right. It's also, it's rice. But yeah, you can pour it, don't eat it. You can pour it like water. It's super nice out today. But these leaves went from beautiful to like winter and nothing flat. We probably need to like blow our yard. Actually, we should make a big leaf pile. Keep it inside. Good. Good job. Bear. No, sir. Put it back. No, bear. No, no.
No bear, no, no.
At least they had fun. So Daddy's home now. I don't know if we vlogged anything. We officially can't take you guys in the nursery until it's done because we're gonna do a grand reveal.
But talk about living in a construction zone. You like my socks?
I do.
Talk about living in a construction zone. Our electricity's not working in our bedroom. Luckily, or the nursery. Luckily our bathroom is on.
It's not working in the nursery either?
No.
I guess it's different from the lights.
Yeah. And luckily our bathroom's working. That's on a different breaker.
Look at you.
That's what you get when you live in a construction zone.
Look at you. You're so strong.
Yeah, let's go.
So they're going to pick up Rusty.
Let's go. We'll be back.
I really started rolling because Linda was being adorable, repeating everything you were saying.
See ya.
Bye. Bear bed.
Babe, check out how bad my socks and my slippers splash.
What? I think they match perfectly. Argyle and Argyle.
That's my train of thought. No, it's actually, I don't want to dirty another pair of socks for like 2 hours.
Oh,
You know what
I
I mean?
totally agree.
Yeah.
But if you slept in your socks, it would be a different story.
Yeah. So,
So we're having a major debate here.
Lyndle, where do you want to sleep tonight?
Mommy.
You want to sleep in Bear's bed? Bear, can Lyndle sleep in your bed tonight?
Yes.
Oh, that's so nice.
Are you guys best friends?
So Brad gets really annoyed by this chest being in this living room. And his argument is it cuts into like the space that we play. The thing is,
But if he bakes,
we just don't play right here that often. I know it's deceiving because there's like all kinds of stuff. I think this thing, especially if it's where it goes,
you must never touch
adds so much to the living room.
It might ruin
Without it in here, I mean, this is just one giant, it looks like a daycare.
Exactly, which is why it's so great. So,
I don't want to live in a daycare. I want to live in a home that inspires me and feels cozy and beautiful.
it's so functional.
And
It's like a daycare.
between you and I, who would you say cares about decor the most?
Oh, I couldn't care less about decor. That's why I want it in the garage.
Yeah, so Brad wants it in the garage. But
Also point out that we just have 4, maybe even more corners that the kids will just nail their face on.
whatever. So I just think it looks a lot better with it in here. And it really doesn't cut into our play space that much. But Brad, like,
Should we
really
do
is
bump-
offended by
should
it.
we do bumpers on the corners? We can paint 'em.
They're super coordinated. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to finish telling that story. So at lunch today, speaking of them being super coordinated, several times, now that we have the kids' new booster seats, I'll show you. They were on like the seats that clipped to the side of the table, and now they're on these. Several times they will push away from the table, and I make sure not to slide them so close that they're like uncomfortable and feel like they need to push back. Like they're at a good distance to eat comfortably. But they will experiment with pushing back and tipping their chair back on the back 2 legs. And I've told them, I don't know how many times not to do that because they'll fall back. Bear almost fell back one time, and if he had, honestly, I think the counter would have caught him before he went all the way down. But it's one of those things, like, I tell them, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, they're just gonna need to experience tipping over in their chair. So it was worse than I thought it would be. I thought if they did tip back, their head would just be landing on this and it would be kind of padded. That was not the case. Lyndle went down and hit her head on this. It was like the worst case scenario. So of course I'm like, I need to take her to the emergency room because I think she has a concussion. The thing is, she cried right away, which I guess that's a good sign. She had a lump, which is another good sign. I watched her very closely. We're eye doctors, I can check her pupils. I know the signs of a concussion. She didn't have any of those. So I gave her some Motrin because I thought she for sure was gonna have a headache. I would if I nailed my head like that. And then she's like nothing ever happened. Uppy, please. Oh gosh, Lyndle, watch your face. She almost just hit her face on this coffee table here.
That's you. My point exactly.
Do you think that I was being serious
Oh,
just
I
then?
saw her almost hit her
Oh
face.
my god. So, anyway, it's time for bed.
Yes, it
Bed. This stuff is, apparently you're supposed to like reuse the rice. It's like, there's bugs in there and hair, all kinds of stuff.
I mean, I definitely concede that it makes it look better, but is it worth it?
What are your concerns?
The kids are gonna nail their head on one of the corners.
Why would they nail their head on the corner of that and not on the corner of the other end table? Or this thing right here?
Well, those aren't in the center of the room.
Okay, honey, take it out.